Before screens were sleek and silent, they were portals, heavy boxes of wood and glass, humming with energy. At their center, a mysterious glow would awaken, painting moving pictures out of thin air. These were the vacuum tube televisions, monuments in the living room, not just devices. They gathered families, mystified us, and connected us to a world just finding its voice. In an age before instant gratification, magic took its time. You waited for the spirits in the machine to awaken. The mid-century television demanded patience and respect. Its curved glass screen seemed to hold a universe. Even after turning it off, a ghostly green dot lingered, a fading star, a sign of its immense power. Imagine a world without remotes. Changing the channel meant walking to the set, turning a chunky dial with a satisfying click. Each turn was a journey, sometimes landing on static, sometimes on a show that would become a family memory. The television was an active participant in the room. Its presence felt even in silence. It flickered, hummed, and sometimes rebelled. But in its imperfections, it had character. These machines were alive in a way modern screens are not. They were a testament to our first attempts to capture lightning in a bottle, to send stories through the air. The allure of these old TVs isn't just nostalgia, it's fascination with a technology that felt alive. They were imperfect, but that made them memorable. Join me as we journey back in time to explore the enigmatic world of the vacuum tube television. We'll uncover the mysteries that lie within its glowing heart. What we find might just change how you see the sleek, silent screens of today. Let's rediscover the magic that once lived in the center of every living room. The story begins with a glow, and with it, a new era of wonder. At the core of these televisions was the vacuum tube, a small glass bulb like a light bulb, but with a far more complex purpose. Inside, a heated filament released a cloud of electrons, the ghost in the machine. These electrons were pulled across the vacuum by a positively charged plate, creating a current through empty space. The real magic was the grid, a mesh of wire that could control this powerful flow with a tiny signal. This was amplification, turning a weak broadcast into a vivid picture and sound. Before transistors, vacuum tubes were the only way to amplify signals, forming the backbone of early electronics. A 1950s TV might contain 20 or more tubes, each with a specific job, amplifying video, audio, or guiding the electron beam. Together, they formed a miniature city of glass and wire, working in concert to bring images to life. But tubes were fragile and hot, with a limited lifespan. When one failed, the TV would go dark or distort. Replacing a tube was a common ritual, a reminder that this technology was delicate, alive, and mortal. The ghost in the machine was powerful, but it needed care. These glowing bottles were the soul of the television. Their dance of electrons was the secret behind every image and sound. Without them, the magic simply faded away. The vacuum tube was both the heart and the Achilles heel of early television. In the 1940s and 50s, a television's arrival was monumental, a 100-pound centerpiece of polished wood. It replaced the fireplace as the new hearth, the glowing altar of family life. Schedules shifted around favorite shows. Furniture faced the screen, not each other. The living room became a theater, the TV a window everyone looked through together. This shared experience shaped culture and created a national conversation. The world outside, news, celebrities, dreams, was now piped directly into the home. Owning a TV was a status symbol. Neighbors gathered to watch, turning one home into the block's movie theater. The television was a beacon, drawing people together in the shared wonder of a new age. It was more than a machine, it was the heart of the community. The glow united families and neighborhoods alike. Early televisions were full of quirks and strange behaviors. Turning one on meant waiting, sometimes a minute or more, for the tubes to warm up. First, sound would crackle to life, then a bright dot would appear, expanding into a flickering image. After turning it off, a ghostly dot, the cat's eye, lingered, mesmerizing children as it faded. These machines felt alive, their presence lingering even after shutdown. They were heavy, immovable monuments. Moving one was a major event. Once placed, a TV stayed for decades, a permanent fixture in the home. Some TVs went out with a bang. If the picture tube cracked, it could implode with a dramatic pop and a spray of glass. These rare events became family legends, reminders that this magic came with risks. The television's quirks taught patience, respect, and a little caution. Each set had its own personality, sometimes stubborn, sometimes surprising. The magic was real, but so were the dangers. These stories became part of the lore of the living room. The tube TV was never just a machine, it was a character in the family story. Its mysteries kept us both enchanted and on our toes. Comparing a tube TV to a modern screen is like comparing a steam locomotive to a spaceship. Vintage TVs had nearly square, curved screens, 4:3 aspect ratio, often just 17 or 21 inches. Resolution was measured in lines, not pixels. NTSC's 525 lines, with only about 480 visible. The picture was soft, almost painterly, its imperfections part of its charm. Power consumption was massive. A color tube TV could draw 300 to 400 watts, heating the room as much as entertaining it. Analog signals were fragile, easily disrupted by airplanes, appliances, or storms. Watching TV was an act of faith, hoping the signal would hold. The analog world was unpredictable, but it felt alive. Today's digital screens are sharp and reliable, but lack that organic warmth. Tube TVs were inefficient, but their glow was unforgettable. The signal was a living thing, vulnerable to the world around it. Every show was a small miracle of technology and luck. The specs may seem primitive now, but they defined an era. The tube TV was a heavyweight in every sense, physically, electrically, and culturally. Its legacy is measured in memories, not megapixels. When the magic box went dark, you didn't toss it, you called the TV repairman. Part technician, part magician, he arrived with a case of tools and fresh vacuum tubes. The living room became his workshop as the family watched, hoping for a miracle. Diagnosing a TV was an art, listening for hums, sniffing for burnt components, tapping tubes for flickers. The most common fix, swapping out a failed tube. Drugstores had tube testers, you could check and replace them yourself. The repairman's visit was a community event, restoring order and wonder. This era taught us that machines were fallible and fixable. Today, broken devices are often replaced, not repaired. The TV repairman represents a lost age of hands-on problem solving. Some tube TVs were truly bizarre, like the Philco Predicta, with its swiveling screen, or portable sets weighing 30 pounds. Today, collectors and restorers hunt for these relics, reviving them with painstaking care. Restoring a 60-year-old TV means replacing parts, testing tubes, and cleaning away decades of dust. For some, it's about the beautiful wood cabinets. For others, the warm glow and mechanical elegance. Watching a restored tube TV is a unique, immersive experience. Soft picture, gentle hum, and radiant warmth. Some enthusiasts even connect old sets to modern devices, blending past and present. The goal isn't perfect HD, but to see today's content through yesterday's lens. It's a strange, beautiful anachronism, a bridge between eras. These glowing boxes still cast a spell, decades after their prime. The magic endures in the hands of those who refuse to let it fade. Each restored TV is a living piece of history. The afterlife of the tube TV is a testament to its enduring allure. The glow lives on, cherished by a new generation. The vacuum tube's reign ended with the invention of the transistor in 1947. Transistors were tiny, rugged, and efficient. No filaments, little heat. Early TVs used both tubes and transistors, but by the mid-1970s, solid-state sets took over. The patient warm-up ritual vanished. TVs turned on instantly. The last holdout was the picture tube, the CRT, a giant vacuum tube itself. But new technologies arrived. Plasma, then LCD, thin and light, with bigger screens. High-definition broadcasting sealed the CRT's fate. Old tubes couldn't keep up. Flat panels could hang on a wall. CRTs were too bulky. By the 2000s, CRT production ceased. The glow faded to black. The era of the vacuum tube was over, replaced by silent digital screens. The magic didn't disappear. It evolved. The story of the tube TV is the story of progress. But something warm and wondrous was left behind. The vacuum tube television is more than obsolete tech. It's a monument to the dawn of the information age. These machines were storytellers, teachers, and companions, shaping culture and family life. Their limitations drove the invention of the transistor and the microchip. Every modern device owes its existence to lessons learned from the tube. The ghost of the tube lives on in today's technology. These enigmatic machines remind us that technology can have character and warmth. They invite us to reflect on what we've gained and lost in our quest for perfection. The story of the Tube TV is a step in our journey to understand the world and ourselves. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Share your memories and thoughts below. What mysteries will we uncover next?